So today, we're going to take a look at a new model for children's mental health care that honestly could be a real game changer. And it's all built on this really simple but pretty powerful idea, bringing care to where kids already are, right in the heart of their own communities.
I mean, think about it for a second. When a kid needs support, our minds automatically go to a sterile clinic, right? But what if that whole model is kind of wrong? What if the best place for healing isn't a special trip somewhere, but a place they already know, a place they already trust?
And this right here is the philosophy that drives the whole thing, from an organization called Safe Harbor Behavioral Health. It's about way more than just treatment. It's about empowerment, helping kids find their own strength and, yeah, like it says right there, write their own stories. I love that.
Okay, so to really get how this all works, here's the plan. We'll look at the space, then the unique program itself. We'll unpack how the partnership works, follow the money to make sure it's all legit, and of course, see the impact on the kids. And then we'll wrap up by asking, hey, could this be a blueprint for care everywhere?
All right, Section 1, a new space for healing. First things first, let's talk about the problem they're trying to solve. You know, for so many families, just getting consistent mental health support for their kids is a huge struggle. You've got barriers like time, getting there, the cost, and honestly, the stigma that can still be a big deal.
So what's the fix? Well, the real innovation here is so simple it's kind of brilliant. It's all about the location. Instead of making families drag themselves to a clinic, Safe Harbor brings the clinic to them, to the one place tons of kids are at every single day anyway, their local daycare.
Okay, Section 2, introducing Body and Brain TEM. Now, it's not enough to just change the address, right? You need a program that's actually designed for that space. And that's where this program, Body and Brain TEM, comes in. It's all about connecting mental and physical wellness.
So Body and Brain TEM isn't your standard talk therapy. It's built on what's called a trauma-informed approach. Basically, that just means it gets the kids' behaviors are often connected to tough stuff they'd been through. So it mixes mental health education with physical things they actually want to do, like sports or dance. The whole idea is to channel that energy and all those big feelings in a healthy, structured way.
So who's this for?
Well, it covers a pretty wide age range, from 5 all the way to 18. But the mission here, it's much bigger than just one group of kids. The real ambition is to make care more accessible for everyone, crush that stigma, and create a framework that you could literally pick up and use anywhere in the country.
And if you look at a sample day, you can really see how this all clicks together. You've got your traditional group therapy, sure, but it's balanced with things like boxing drills. And that physical stuff, it's not just a gym class or a break. No way. It's a core part of the therapy itself. It helps kids learn how to regulate their bodies and express all those emotions.
All right, Section 3, the Smart Partnership Model. So this kind of program only works if the partnership is rock solid. How in the world do two totally different places, a mental health clinic and a daycare, team up so well? Well, the secret is making the roles crystal clear.
The way they split the work is it's simple and it's smart. Safe Harbor handles all the clinical stuff. The therapists, the sessions, the insurance billing, you name it. The daycare's job? Just provide the room. And this is the absolute key. It means the daycare has zero clinical burden, no liability. That's what makes this whole thing possible for them.
Okay, Section 4, how the money works. Now this is probably the point where you're thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but how does the money work? Is this even legal? So let's break down the financial side, which is designed to be totally sustainable and, more importantly, 100% compliant. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? With all these complex healthcare laws, like the anti-kickback statute, you have to get this stuff exactly right. So the short answer, yes, it is fully compliant. Let's look at the structure, and you'll see why. The whole financial setup is brilliantly simple and built for compliance. Here's how the money moves. First, insurance or Medicaid pays Safe Harbor directly for the clinical services provided. Simple enough. Then, Safe Harbor pays the daycare a pre-agreed, fixed fee for using the space. And here's the most important part. That fee is a flat rate. Think of it like rent. It is never, ever a percentage of revenue or based on how many kids are referred. That's the key.
And to make that real, we're talking about a fee that might be, say, $300 a day. But that's not just a number they pulled out of a hat. It's a documented fair market value rate for using that kind of space. By treating it just like a normal commercial lease, the whole model stays clean, transparent, and completely avoids any whiff of an illegal kickback.
But that financial piece is just one part of the whole compliance puzzle. There are a ton of other safeguards built in. We're talking strict adherence to big laws like the anti-kickback statute and Stark Law, making sure patient privacy is locked down with HIPAA, and having everyone sign formal agreements. Plus, they do regular internal audits just to double-check everything and make sure the system stays totally transparent and above board.
Okay, Section 5. The impact on kids. So we've seen how the model works, we've seen how it's legal, now let's get back to the thing that matters most, the actual impact this program has on the kids themselves.
The curriculum is designed to be totally holistic. It's looking at the whole child, not just one issue. So it's not focused on just one thing, but on building a whole toolkit of life skills. Everything from managing emotions and coping with stress to communicating better. And it's all done within that trauma-informed framework.
And these aren't just fuzzy ideas. Kids are learning real, practical skills they can use the second they walk out the door. They practice things like using I feel statements to say what they mean. They create their own safety plans, and they use cool tools like a stress thermometer to actually see and manage what they're feeling. Okay, last section. Number 6, a blueprint for care. All right, let's zoom all the way out. Why is this partnership more than just a single, successful local program? Because really, it offers a blueprint that could completely change how we deliver care across the board.
And this is the biggest takeaway of all. This entire model we've just gone through, it wasn't just built to work in one place, one time. No, it was designed from the get-go to be a replicable blueprint. It's a template for plugging high-quality mental health care right into the heart of any community, using the buildings and relationships that are already there.
When you boil it all down, the success really stands on 3 pillars. You have to have the clinical excellence that a partner like Safe Harbor brings. You need the amazing community access that only a place like a daycare can provide. And you need the financial integrity of that compliant payment model to glue it all together. It's that combo. That's the magic sauce.
And so it leaves us with this really powerful question. Just imagine for a second, a future where this model isn't the exception but the rule. What if every single community had a partnership like this one? What if getting critical mental health support for your kid was as simple, as normal, and as accessible as dropping them off at daycare?